Hey there, it's Patmos and nice of you to join me and welcome back to our Rags to Riches challenge. If you want to know the rules, just read the description. You can also find all my other videos there. Here we see our little grass field, the only field we own so far, but it's 2 stages away from a nice harvest that should make us some money. We have our lettuces here in our greenhouse, and as I told you last time, I would totally fill them up. This one is almost ready to give a pellet. And I think this one will, yeah, it's a little bit further out to give a pellet. We have no pellets stored at the moment. It is still February though, and that means that we should still get a very good price. And if we take a look at the price for a second, we will see that we will go down to like 1500. So that's about 500 less a pellet, but it is still an okay price. So might be that we have a few moments throughout the year where we will be selling some lettuce, maybe even just when we need some money. But right now, since that's all watered up, we don't have a ton of work to do on our own farm, except wait for this to get ready. And maybe do some maintenance work on all the grass patches. So right now, I think we should get into our tractor and see if there's some nice contracts out that we could do. And, well, the wood transport could be interesting, but you've seen last time how I struggled with all the wood. And this is 19 trees in our little trailer all the way over there, so that's not what's going to happen. But I think we can do the deadwood contract because, hey, that's right next to us. So I'm already going to accept that one. And I think we can do this cultivating contract. This will be quite the work. So it will be a lot of just me driving back and forth. But we can really use the money. Now, I have also been thinking about the game a lot. It's been a couple of days since I recorded the last episode. So for me, that took some time. And I think I was really thinking of going for the baler and all that kind of stuff, but I'm kind of off that idea now. I took a very good look at the calculations, and it is way more expensive than a silage bunker. So going for the silage bunker might actually be the better option in the end, because it's a lot cheaper. And something I was also thinking about, I think it'll be more fun. It's a lot more work, but hey, that's what farmers do. They do a lot of work, and it's hard work, but hey, that could be very nice. So, I haven't made the final decision yet, but right now I'm leaning towards getting a bunker at some point. We can get a bunker for 25,000. If we get that money and we get that before the next harvest of grass, we can just put the grass in and use our tractor and stuff to drive over it multiple times. Turn it into silage, and then I have no real clue how to do the next stage, but I think we can just drive over with a tractor and turn it into a fermenting stage, and then put the or compact it, and then we cover it, and then it will ferment. And I think if we just get like a scooping bucket, we can get it out of the bunker into a trailer. Or maybe if we can use the forage wagon to just pick it up when it's ready, that will be even more easy. But I don't know how that's going to work. But I think we will find a way to make that work. And when we do, I think that is a way cheaper option to get silage. And that gives us a lot more money. And I guess at some point we can use that money to get like a roller and all that kind of stuff to make the silage creation go a bit easier. And I believe there's even things like transport belts and stuff that you can get to make your life easier getting stuff out of the bunker. But just getting started with it might already help us out big time. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. A way to make that all go easy and not too expensive. So I'm actually kind of leaning towards getting the bunker now instead of doing the whole baling stuff. But you know, might just check out the discounts and maybe we find a baler for a very good price. Well, then that's something probably not to neglect. But right now, I don't think that's going to happen. Alright, at least we've done our deadwood contract. So that's another 1,500 in the pocket. Now, we don't have a sawmill or anything to do anything with the trees, which could actually be interesting, especially if we get that wood from here. We just get a sawmill close and we transport the trees over that little distance. That could be very nice for us, but, you know, right now we'll just get the money in, 19,000. And now it's time for me to head out and do that cultivating contract. And afterwards, I think we're going to skip to the next month. So I'll do this, and I'll see you when we're done. Alright, job done. Let's get the money in. 4,000. That's actually some pretty good money. Ooh, we have another cultivating job. 7,000. Wow, that's gonna take me ages, but it's gonna take us up to 30,000. That's gonna be good money. If we take a look now, by the way, at the shop, we can see that there's a trailer here, but it's only for like grapes or berries or whatever that is. Foraging wagon and a weeder, a big weeder, but we don't have the horsepower for this, so that's not very nice. So not a lot of good deals at the moment, so that's not the best. But I'm quite tempted to go ahead and do this one deal and then call it quits, because this is a very good deal. And if we can do this one, that will make us so much money that it might actually be worth it. So you know what? I'm going to accept this contract. We're going to do that, and then we're going to end this day. We're already halfway through that contract, towards that contract anyways. Let me just quickly check where I have to go. Yeah, I have to go the other way. But yep, this is what we're going to do. That one contract. When we're done, it'll be the end of the day. I'll see you afterwards. Alright, we managed to finish the contract. 7,222. I'm so sorry, I just couldn't pass out on this contract. Now, of course, there's more contracts, but none of them interest me at the moment. And one of the things I want to try is something that somebody pointed out to me during one of the live streams that I do on Sundays with my friends, is that we should be able to sleep in the old farm that you usually start on this map. And when I heard that, it made absolutely no sense to me, because I mean, we don't own that building, it's not ours, and why would we be able to sleep there? But they told me you could. Now, since I heard that, there has been 2 small updates of the game, so I have no clue if it still works. But that doesn't matter, we're just going to try it. Let's see if we can still sleep in the old farmhouse that you normally start out with on this map, if you start out with a farm. And if that's the case, we can just skip ahead till tomorrow morning. We're going to skip ahead to, like, I don't know, 7 AM probably. Not too late, not too early. And then maybe we can have a good time on our own farm, doing some maintenance work on the grass and that kind of stuff, and get some contracts going while we get closer and closer to the next month, where we actually do the harvest, because it's 2 months away from harvest now, as far as I know. So we'll see about that. Now we're getting close to that starter farm. It's right there on the left. So let's drive up there and see if it's actually true, if we can still sleep on that farm, even though we don't know it. Now, and of course, right now what I normally do is I just stand outside my tractors, put speed up to 360, and we'll wait until it's done, and I cut that all out, or I speed it up. But why do that if we just have an easy way to sleep? So we're just going to try that. Of course, for that I have to get my equipment up that place, so that's what we're going to try and do now. And we'll just park up right here. Ooh, I do see the bed icon. I wonder if it'll cost me any money now, because this is not our house. It says R to sleep. Okay, let's go 6:30. So we have some time to drive home and get there before it's really daylight, I guess, and see what we can do on our own little patch of ground. But this should be interesting. Let's see if it works out. Oh, loan interest, property maintenance, and production cost. That's it. It's now morning, and yeah, we slept. All right. Well, let's drive back to our farm and see what we can do out there. Alright, back at the farm, and well, we have to see what we can do out here now. The field looks pretty good. I think it's in good condition, and yep, stage 3 out of 4. We can already harvest, but for the most yield we're not going to do that. What I am going to do is move some of our equipment out of the way. So to clear out an area, and then hopefully we can start to at least figure out if we will ever be able to maybe like fit in a bunker and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what I'm going for now. Let's just take off the equipment and see what there is and might be done on this field. And especially on the ground here where the pallet is, I think that might be a position for the bunker at some point. So making sure that that is actually that area and that we can get it there can be good. But there's also, as we can see, grass growing and stuff. And I think we could actually hook up the mower soon and try and see what we can do with that. If we can already mow that and turn it into some stuff that we can use. Although the grass on the left here, I think is not really for us to use already, because I think... Can I softly push this? Looks like it. Because I think that grass is not for us to mow because it's not on our soil. But some of this grass might actually be still on our soil. So, but I thought we had some more maintenance to do. It doesn't look like much, which I think is actually a positive thing if we don't have to do too much maintenance. Let's see if I can actually get this a little bit close to... Yep. Okay, good. So everything is off except for the forage wagon. So that's already good. Here, all the maintenance pretty much is done, so we don't have to do a lot on this side, by the looks of it. And up here, I think most of the maintenance is done as well. We have 2 pallets here now, though. There is a 3rd one standing there. Oh, that's pretty good. Question is, where did I leave my forklift? Might actually be a good question. Where did I drop off the forklift? There. Okay, good. Oh, good. I am actually going to dump this front part, get the forklift. We're going to load up the lettuce, get it at least ready in our cart, and then we can decide if there's more coming soon that we'll sell off later, or that we are already going to sell it. And then I think with that amount of money, yeah, I should probably not do it straight out there. Give it some room here so that we have place for different things. Alright, let's unhook it. There we go. I think I'm still going to make one... No, we're going to hold off doing the maintenance. We'll do that when we actually do the field. So when we take care of the field, we can also mow the surrounding areas. That's probably less work and a better option to do it. And then, yeah, let's hook up the fork here. There we are. Hey, that's good. Now we have to get the car on, because I think I'll have to put that in a decent position to actually work with it. There we go. And then we have to start putting this in the carts. Now, we can do them all one at a time, but I don't know if that's the smartest option. Let's see. Open up the flap, close the flap, open up the flap. How did we, there we go. Alright, let's get rid of it. Yep. Now let's see if we can do this in a manner like... I want to see if I can actually stack these 2 pallets. Controls are a bit hard sometimes with the camera view and stuff. I hope it's all okay when you're watching this. Trying to keep stuff as steady as possible, but it's also sometimes a little hard to see whether you're on point or not, or... So I'm doing my best here to keep things stable and smooth and all that stuff, but might not always work out, but this looks pretty okay to me. As softly... Oh, no, 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 no. Raise it a little bit, but tip it forward. No, 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 no. Why is it doing that? Oh, shoot. I just don't know why it's doing that. Thought I hooked it up properly, but apparently we didn't. Okay, well, that worked, in a sense. It's at least straight again now. Okay. Now, let's try and get in. I'm kind of happy now that I don't hear all of the people watching this, so I don't hear all the laughter and stuff like that, because this must be looking ridiculous. And I get it, so I don't blame you. But apparently for me this is quite tough. Alright, let's lower it now. And I think it should be, yeah, now it went okay, good. Okay, let's get as low as possible. Yep. Okay. Probably should not really do everything full throttle now. I should probably just gently try and get it into the car. Now last time we made it so that we could take a lot of stuff and we actually put it in pretty neatly. I don't think we need to do that right now because of course we can't always just fasten the tension belts and it'll stay in anyways. See, there we go. Okay, one more to go. That's on the other pallet here. And then I think we also need to check... I'm going to check that first. Will there be more coming soon? So this one is, 918. So almost another pallet. If we wait, we can just stack those two and get it in. This one will take a bit longer. So we'll just leave it as it is right now. That's probably for the best. We'll just pick up that one later on. And then we'll sell off 4 pallets at one go. That's probably the best thing to do right now. They still have some water, but I will start refilling them at some point, of course. Now, this field appears to be sown in now. What happened here? Sown in with spinach. Oh. Okay, well that changes stuff because now I can't do much with it. If we buy it now, we have to really get it out and do it again. Okay, well that's good to know. Nothing bad, but it's good to know. So we have 30,000 right now. If we go take a look at the contracts, we have a deadwood contract very close. Yeah, I'm going to accept it. We have fertilizing contract, but that's hardly going to make us any money. We have hoeing, but we don't have a hoe. We have sowing, but we can't sow. We do have a weeder. So this could be nice for some weeding money. And this one's going to take a long time before it disappears. So that's not so nice. So we might just go opt for that. But before we do that, let me get into the build mode first. See, this is our piece of land. Let's rotate. This is where the 2 greenhouses are. So if we want to get into something like a bunker, and I think this would probably be the one. Let's see, rotate item. Oh, I think the snapping is on. Toggle free mode. Can I not just rotate this slightly? No, apparently not. Oh, this is weird. I thought we could just rotate these little bits, but apparently we can only do this. Oh, that's crazy. Why can't I just rotate it slightly? I thought I would be able to. Snapping is off now, I guess. Alright, or I might just have to try this later. But this is not good if we can't just put it in a direction that we want ourselves. Now, this land's not ours. This land is ours, but this will cost us money because it will take away a bit of our land here. We'd always try and put it in between one of our lands, but then we have to buy the other land. We can also do it in the back here, apparently. So that could be an option. We place it just right here, we get our silage bunker. Actually would make sense considering where all the other stuff is, so it probably wouldn't be that bad. So for 25,000 we can get a silage bunker. Just can't put it in front here. Okay. Well, that's what it is. That's okay. And then... oh, there's actually a 50. Oh, that's from the Paligny pack that I have. Not going to cheat that way. Alright, so we have what we need for a bunker. We can put a bunker in and it'll look nice and all. And yeah, so that's all good. Land is not owned by you. Can we get it even in like this? We could even get it in like that. Okay, that's cool. But I think we're going to go with this once we have the money for it and are ready for it, which could already be next month. And then all we have to do is put all the grass in, start putting the rolling over it so that it gets compacted. We have to cover it up, wait for it to turn into silage, and then load it into a little trailer. Now, I wonder if we take a look at this trailer that we have, can we put silage in there? Yeah, we can. Okay, so that's good. It just can't hold that much, so we'll have to make a lot of runs if we want to use that for silage. If we want to get into a whole different set of trailers for silage, That's grapes. We have to go up. I think we have to go quite a bit up actually. To go to the normal trailers, manure spreader, slurry transport, trailers. If we want to get a bigger trailer, this one is pretty small though, so that's not going to work out. But this one can already hold quite a bit more. If we get this one, this can hold 12 cubic meters. That's already better. But you can see the prices. They're pretty expensive. So getting one of these, maybe this one to transport some silage. It can transport silage. This is 4 to 8 square meters. So that's more than the other one. This can only do 2.9 to 5.6. And we didn't get the extension on it, I think. Did we get the extension? Oh, it's all the way up there. So yeah, that's going to be tough. So I think the goal should be to get the silage bunker first. Then make sure that we do the grass field and turn it into silage, because that will make us a lot more money. And once done, we might have the money to buy a bigger trailer, or we simply use the small trailer until we get enough money to get the bigger trailer. That's also an option. There's basically a lot of options, but I think with the bunker, we can really make that extra bit of money. And right now, that is one of the big goals, to make that bit of extra money. Especially off of our own stuff and our own land. Alright, here we are. We arrived at this land. I see the first 3 to cut. And there we go. 7, I believe. So let's start cutting away. This is still nice money. So let me know in the comments whether you think I should actually get us a sawmill. We can get the simplest sawmill for 36,000. So yes, it will take some time, but it's doable. And we can basically chop these into smaller pieces, load them on our little trailer, or maybe get a special trailer for it, and start earning some money on this deadwood, because right now we're not doing anything with the deadwood. As soon as we complete the contract, the deadwood is disappearing, so it's just gone. But we can take it, put it in our sawmill, and then end the contract. And then we would also still make use of this little bit of wood. Now, don't kid yourself, it's not too much wood in here, so it's not like you do this and you'll be making 10,000 of your sawmill. I don't think it works like that. I've been going over the numbers a little bit, because I haven't done this in any of my games, actually. But I'm just going over the numbers a bit, and I think there is some money to be made, but we're not going to get really rich out of it. But then, on the other hand, money that we make is money that we make. And that is what we're in for. So, let me know in the comments. Should I get a sawmill soon? Or should we hold off on that? Or maybe not even get it at all? I don't know. Alright, contract's finished. We did the dead wood one. So, let's finish that off. And, yeah, ooh, there's a fertilizing contract now for some money. But yeah, mostly the weeding is now something that could interest us, since we have a weeder. We don't really have a lot of other options. Let me first find my tractor. Should be right there. Yep, there it is. I actually think we should just go back, do a little bit of landscaping, and place that bunker. And then with that bunker, we can start to make silage soon. Actually, that's just what we're going to do. Let's drive back and buy ourselves a bunker. We have some money to spare, so why not? And I mean, we need to invest in stuff. Only thing I want to check first is the store. See if there's a nice discount on something. That could be a reason to hold off on getting the bunker. But otherwise, we'll just get the bunker. Okay, let's go. Let's just stop here. Let's check the shop and see what discounts. Ooh. What's this? Tip trailer? Yeah, but that's still that old trailer. That's not so handy. This looks interesting. Oh, it's not that strong. It's... Oh, okay. I kind of thought this would be a very strong tractor. It looked like a medium tractor, but I think it's the easy one. If we go to the shop and compare it to the horsepower that our own tractor has, we have 116. It is stronger, but only slightly, and I don't think that's worth any money right now. And if we take a look here, I don't know, is this the one that it was? Oh, the Virtues, I think it's this one. Yeah, so it's not that much stronger. So I don't think we should invest in that. And any of the other things, it's not really that interesting. So no interesting deals there. So you know what? Let's get into this mode. Let's start shaping the land here a little bit, just to make sure that it's completely flat. So yeah, let's level it. Let's change the cursor shape. And I think we should just start out here. And then go over it like this. If it works that way, but I think it does. See, and we can just make sure that the whole land here is flat. You can also see the counter run. So yes, it will cost us money to do this. But I think we'll be happy with this when we are done, because this will give us a perfectly flat bunker area. Okay, so there we are. Now let's get to the little bunker. Alright, let's rotate it, yes. And then I guess we should leave a little bit of space on all the edges, so probably something like this. I don't know, let's get it in. There it is, we have our own silage bunker. Ooh, I like it. There's a little bit of a bump there, but that's okay. We can smoothen that out later. We can drive straight through it. Fill level is 0, but that's okay. Of course, that just makes sense. Okay, this is good. So we now have that. So we can make some money on the lettuce soon again. See, 935, so we're almost getting there. And then if we compare the prices, let's just take a look at the prices. Right now, if we get grass next month, it'll be April. So it'll be somewhere between, a little lower than this month. So let's say we get 80 for 1,000 liters. If we turn that grass into silage, and I'm not 100% sure whether it will be 1,000 grass will be 1,000 silage. I don't know how that works. But let's just go to silage and see what that does for a price. We can sell the silage then for more than 216 because that's the lower price. So even if the amount of grass would be halved by turning it into silage, we would still make more money. Because we can make over 216, maybe even like 220 or something, on silage. So, oh man, this is good. I think this is the right investment. This is where our money needs to go. And we're a little bit tight on money now for this month. So what we're going to do is I'm going to accept these 2 contracts. We're going to be doing some weeding. And once we are done with those, we have another 10,000 on the bank. And we might even skip ahead so that we can then go on and work our grass fields, start making some silage. But for now, let's skip ahead and do some weeding. Alright, the big field is done, and as you can see, I've been playing around with both the active lane and the cruise control, and I must say, for the big field like this, that's pretty nice. It works kind of well, and it's okay, but still, I just prefer to do stuff myself and to have full control. I must say, it does work better than the AI, though. The AI usually makes all these weird corners and things like that. That's something that puts me off a bit with the AI. It's not that smart. But if you do all the corners yourself and you just have long straight lines on a long field that we did, and you just activate the cruise control and the lane activation so that you don't have to steer yourself, then yeah, it's pretty easy. It's not that bad, but yeah, I still prefer to do it manually. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do this small field completely manually. Enjoy. Alright, those two contracts are out of the way. We actually made 8,000 almost. Yeah, we made 10,000 in total. That's some very good money. I love that. We can really use that money. What do we have right now? Well, we have a deadwood contract we could do on the way home. Some fertilizing, hoeing, sowing. So yeah, that's it. So we'll probably do this deadwood contract on the way home. Let's set that up. And then when we get home, we'll decide if we skip to the next day so we can actually work on our grass field, or that we're going to do a few more contracts. But right now, we're just going to head to the deadwood contract and then head home. Time to clean up our equipment after the jobs that we did. I think that's pretty important to keep our stuff clean. I also see a pallet here, not on the other one. So, well, the one that we were expecting is there already. There might be another one coming soon as well. And then, well, we might just sell it off. I think that actually would not be a bad idea to go and sell off the pallets of lettuce. It's not too far of a drive and it gives us that little bit extra money. And of course it is March. As you can see, I speeded the time up a bit because we're going way too slow. It is nice contracting time, but the problem with all the contracts is they take so long. So I'm in a bit of a issue where I'm like, should I do more contracts and make the good money that we can make now? Or should we just skip ahead a month and start making money, or start working on our own field? We won't be making money quickly because we have to get it in, then put it into silage and keep working with that. But on the other hand, it is very nice to do that with your own stuff. So I'm kind of keen on seeing if we actually can work on our own land. So I'm thinking we should just skip ahead, but I'll probably check soon to see if there's any good contracts. It is a bit like when we started out. Usually you just start out and you do a lot of contracts to earn the money that you need. And well, we keep spending money all the time. Oh, there's pallet number 2. Look at that. They're now both there. Okay, that was really what we were waiting for. But yeah, it is a waiting game sometimes to wait until we can use our own land. But it's also, while the wait's there, we can do a lot of contracts to make money. It's just not really the nicest thing that we want to do, I guess. I guess we really want to focus on making money off our own land, but, you know, while we can, we might as well just make money off of our own stuff. Alright, well, this should be lifted up high enough to now put it on this one. And now see if we can actually do a good job this time, or will I... Oh dear, will I mess this up again? Well, so far it seems pretty messed up. Okay, that works, that works. Let's lower it now. Is low enough? That's the big question now. Looks like it. Yep, there we go. Alright. Probably take it a bit slow now. Not too fast, not too bumpy. To make it not fall off. I'm going to take an easy drive. But I think 4 pallets. If we can get like 2,000 each. Probably something like that. If I remember correctly. But we'll check the prices soon. If we can get that, we're pretty good. If we can't, it's still nothing bad. But it would be nice if those are actually the prices that we're gonna get for this. But let's try. I think we can fasten all the tension belts from in here. So yeah, let's close the flap. Let's fasten all the tension belts. See, now everything is packed up and ready to go. Let's check where we get the best price. So let's skip ahead to our lettuce. And the best price right now is at the farmer's market, which is close. We get 1,900. So now that's a pretty good price compared to the 2,000 that we had earlier on. So that's not bad. So let's just drive off to the farmer's market, sell this off. I mean, we'll be 400 short of 8,000, so 7,600, something like that. That's not bad. That gets us back up to 20,000. Okay, what's the fastest route? To the left. There we go there. So I'm pretty happy with what we're going to make with this. And we could probably now just leave it for a bit until we really need some extra cash. So we're driving this off now. And then we're going to just leave this all standing. All the pallets will just accumulate. And that also will help us to keep the trailer free in case if we go to the next month and we get some silage and we want to transport it, we can actually do that. So it's a bit of a two-way thing. To keep the trailer free, we can also use it for different things. And we can accumulate the lettuce anyway and sell it at a good price whenever we need it. I think that might actually be an okay one. Now it's interesting to see that there is another bar. I mean, we have 4,000 lettuce, but there is also another bar saying that this thing is empty. So I don't really know what that means, but it's also not really my problem. So let's just get here, stand here, and sell off our stuff. I would say we have to stand on here, but okay. Let's just release the tension belts. And there we go, 7,625. That ain't a bad price. We have 21,911 now. I'm happy. There's some good money there. Okay, let's drive back. Oh, before we do that, let's quickly check if there is one of those dream contracts coming up. Nope. We also didn't finish this one, so we won't be getting a new one if we don't finish that one. Right now, stone picking, wood transport, sowing, hoeing, fertilizing. Yeah, those are all not the jobs that we want to do right now, so let's move forward. It got us up to 22,000 though, so seems like some very decent money that we have again. And if we can do a good deal and job with the silage, that might also get us to good money. So it's interesting. It's I think we are on the right track with our little game. And we are making slowly money off our own land now. And yes, we do need contracts, and yes, they are very handy. But we're starting to become less reliant on those. Now, we'll also start a tough area for me because I have no experience with silage in the bunker. I do have experience making silage just by baling stuff and wrapping it up. So it'll be interesting when we get to work on this field to see how that will go and how it will work inside of our little bunker. Now, what I want to do right now, before we go ahead and skip time, we have these bumps here, and I don't really like those. So I was thinking this tool is here to soften things up. So, what if we soften this up a bit so that we... See, now it's way less steep, I think. Okay, I think this worked. Let's get out of this mode. See? Oh, look at that. Yeah, we can just drive in there. Do our thing if we have to, and we're done. Alright. Oh, going to park this one up right here next to this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive to town, skip time ahead to the next day, come back, and then we will start to do mowing and stuff. So I'll skip ahead. I'll see you in the morning when I'm coming back with the trailer. I hope I can sleep that far, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so we have a bad case of rain in the new day, and after this there will be another bad case of rain. And I believe if you harvest in the rain, you get less yield, but I have no clue whether that also goes for grass or not. Now, usually when you start something, you get a notification telling you that there will be lower yield because of the rain. So we'll see what happens with the grass, but I'm kind of feeling like maybe we should postpone the grass cutting a bit. It's a bit weird though, because there's no clouds in the sky, but we do have a lot of rain. Don't really know how that works in Sri Lanka, but out here in the Netherlands it doesn't work that way. It's fine though. We just need to get to our little farm and see what we can do. And maybe even with a little bit lowered yield from the rain, might not be too bad, just to get to work and do some stuff. I mean, we see that the rest of the weather will also be rain after this, so I don't know if it will only be like nice weather tomorrow, or will it still be good weather somewhere today? I have no clue. I don't really know how the timing works on it, so we're here to figure it out. I should probably drop the forks up there next to the greenhouses. Pick up the trailer and the mower, and then we'll see. Ah, there's another pallet of lettuce ready here. There's one. There's 2 and 3. Ooh, another 3 pallets. It's going really quickly now. Alright, let's make sure that we drop off the right piece of equipment and in the right state. There it goes. And one thing we haven't done yet, actually track the grass. Yeah, ready to harvest. Yield bonus 92%. Sounds good to me. And then we'll have to drop it off into our silage bunker. And from what I know about it, talking to people who actually know the game, that we have to probably drive over it with our tractor or something to get it compacted, and then we have to kind of wrap it in, but you should be able to do that with the bunker that comes with the bunker. Oh, there's still a lot of grass in here. Oh, well, that should fill up nicely then. We can already put that into the bunker then. Interesting. Right, let's attach. Let's unfold our mower. Doesn't appear to say anything about a lowered yield so far, so we'll see. What if we now lower the mower and turn it on? Oh, now I'm driving backwards all of a sudden because I lowered the mower. Is there something in the way? What's happening? Oh, it's no longer... Oh, it attached to my front unit. Ah, see, it didn't attach to this unit. Can it actually attach to that unit? Probably not. Let's just raise this. Put it on. Now when we lower it, it should all go well. Now I've turned it on. There we go. Let's lower the intake and turn on the haulage wagon as well. Otherwise we'll still have issues. I'll just do a run next to the field first. To see how it goes, if stuff still comes in. We don't get a warning about the lowered income. So if we do get the lowered income, then that's sad. It's just what it is. But if you know about that, if it also works for the grass, just let me know. Problem is though that there's no sight of good weather inbound anyway, so I might as well just do it this way. And I'm thinking we might as well just drop off what we have already in our back here, but might not be the best idea actually. Just cut some extra grass while we make a move around here. Yeah, this is not my land, I know that. Going to do a piece of the headlands here first. Just like this. So that we give ourselves some maneuvering space as soon as we go to the long stretch. So we're going to do a few more of these so that we actually have maneuvering space. It's all a bit cramped, of course, so... Oh wow, I think our machine has a hard time. And it's raining really hard. I mean, look at this. I don't think I've seen this much rain on a regular basis in the game. It is raining really hard. Okay, let's... I don't have access to the land, I know, but I'm going to mow on the other land now. It's so slow, look at this, how come it is so slow? Doesn't it have like traction when it's raining and hailing, or how does that work? I mean, it looks like hail, although the thing says rain, so that's also something. Don't really know what's happening. I think I'm going to make a long run now from all the way back to the front and see what happens. We can actually fill it up. I'm just happy that we already get our first harvest in to put into the silage bunker. But yeah, somehow it doesn't really seem like we're getting the maximum yield out of this, but can't be sure as well. So let's just do some mowing here. Let's mow the headlands a bit so that we give ourselves some maneuvering space. It's almost impossible to see with all this rain in the distance. It's wow, that's pretty accurate actually, of course. I mean, it's just serious rain that we get out in real life as well, but wow, this is serious. Okay, we're getting ourselves the maneuvering space so that we can do the long runs. See if that goes well. I kind of hope so, but... 84% full car. I don't remember how many we got the first time out of the field that we did some mowing. Did we get like 2 full tractors and a half or something? I don't really remember. I kind of wish I did. Well, in any case, we are clearing the land, so it is working in that sense that we are clearing all of the grass from the edges as well, and things will look very sharp again. Although our tractor can hardly come up here. Wow. Right, we're going to have to empty up soon and probably do this downhill then, I guess. There he goes, he gets some traction. I think it's probably due to the rain. Just have a lot less traction, but I also think we're full. There we go. Let's turn up the mower. Alright, let's select there. A pickup wagon. And I think if we drive in here, we should have the option at some point that we can empty it. And then lower the pickup. No. On the loading wagon. Oh, I want to empty. Why don't I see an emptying button for that? Unload here. That should probably be. I thought there would be a clear indicator telling you to dump it here, so that you like you get from shops. But I guess that's not the case. So we are just going to dump it right. Oh, I have to watch my steering. I was watching the buttons. And I guess what we might have to do is spread it out a little bit. So let's just start dumping it out here. That is Control I. And then move so that we make like a place where we can actually drive over at some point, I guess. Okay, empty now, that's good. I think that also means that we can now lower the pickup and turn it on, and lower the mower and turn it on. Is it working? Yes, it is now working as far as I can see, but with this rain, wow, I'm zoomed out so much now you can hardly see what you're doing. Alright, well, mow this side and then we'll just do another run back. Wow. It just turned off the mower. I don't know if that will help us a little bit in getting up here, but let's try. I turned it on again. Let's do a little bit of the sides here. See, that works. Looks like it's going a little bit faster than the first time. No, not really. Okay. So we are really struggling on this field to get it in, but okay. Well, you know, we can do it. We can do it. See, it's gaining traction now. I think the slope is getting less and less. And now it's actually really starting to pick in. Okay, good. Let's make sure we get everything in. I think we might have to do another headland soon. Alright, here we go. Let's continue. Let's hope that we really pick everything up with our forage wagon. 21%, 23. Okay, so it is nicely filling. That's already good news. I think we got like half a wagon out of the first one because it was half filled. So let's see how much more we get. Doesn't appear to be too bad. At least so far. Let's make a sharp turn. Probably not the best for speed, but that's okay. Here we go again. And it really looks like the forage wagon is really picking everything up. So we're not leaving grass behind. That's good. That makes this pretty speedy. Right, we're almost halfway filled up again. I think we can get at least 2 full wagons out of this field. But I'm hoping for a little bit more. I don't have a clue right now, and I don't know what the rain's going to do. I also wonder if the rain has an effect on the grass that we put in the bunker. Like, that's getting wet now. Is that a problem? Is that going to affect it? Or is that maybe a little bit overthinking it? The game is not that far evolved yet. I have no clue. Anyways, let's speed ahead and just listen to some music while I mow this field and store everything in the bunker. Alright, I think we got a little over 2.5 wagon out of this mowing session. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. By driving over it, we are really compacting it, which is good. Apparently, but I don't know, we just have to dump in more stuff first. We need to be able to keep driving, because right now I'm not so sure. Yeah, there we go, very good. Okay, we emptied it out. The problem is with what's on the edge here. Can I, that's a big question for me, can I now lower the pickup? Basically turn it on. And get some of this back in so that we can, yes, oh good. Because then we can put it in a little bit further. I think that's better. Let's just drive around with our weeder here. It's nicely placed there. So that we can pick up something more here. Oh look, there's some here as well, by the looks of it. Or is that just mud? No, I don't know. Here we go. Okay, okay, okay. Please turn it off. Let's raise it again so the pickup isn't lowered. And now I'm going to press Ctrl I again and we're going to dump this out of here. There it goes. So now it's in the middle. I think that's better. Now I think we should be pretty heavy by now also with the car that we're dragging. But I don't know if that has an effect on the actual compacting. It says it's now 17%. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to ditch the car. And then see if that also helps us a bit with maneuverability over this. And I think we should also get some speed while we do this. Now of course we don't have a very heavy tractor, so that might be part of the problem here. But I think, alright, we're up to 20% now, because I believe we have to get it up to 100% and then we can wrap this in and turn this into some actual silage, I think. What if we just drive backwards now? Does that work too? 24, 25, 26, 27. Oh, this is going to be a few drives. Alright, I'll be driving back and forward. You'll be listening to some music until we reach 100%. Alright, almost there. It does like 4% every time you ride over it. I think if you have heavier equipment, it'll probably do a better job. But there we are. Compacting is 100%. So I think right now we have to get out and start to wrap this up somehow. See, blanket the silo. Do you really want to blanket the silo? Yes. Okay, so this is now going to ferment into silage. And it's fermenting 0%, of course. It's going to take a while. But we have 45,000 liters of silage. If we take that into what we're going to earn, if we would sell 45,000 liters of grass, we won't even make 100 out of it. So we won't even make 4,500 out of this. We make less. If we sell silage for that same price, and let's say we sell it for 200, we should be making at least 9,000 out of it, maybe even more. So this is a bit of extra work, but it will give us 2.5 times the amount of money that we've gotten out of it, compared to if we would have just used grass. So yes, it's work, yes, it's tough, but it's definitely worth it. Now, of course, our field needs some tending too, because we have been working hard on our field. There's actually some... Oh, is that grass or is it something else that's laying there? It's harvested and it's now 50% fertilized. Now, since we don't have a roller yet or anything looking like it, we'll have to really fertilize it. That's what we're going to do now. Just fertilize a little grass field so that we get the best yield out of it next time again. And, of course, that's another issue. Now, if we ever get an extra field, and we are going to put grass on that as well, there are special units in the shop just for grass. that will also do like rolling and stuff, and that can be pretty handy. Let me turn on the rows, by the way, so that I can see what to do. They can be pretty handy because they can really help you out by saving you the price for fertilizer. How? Well, rolling for grass counts as fertilizing it once. So if we get some unit that can roll this, we don't have to do anything with fertilizer anymore. How great would that be? But that's going to be expensive to buy, and we only need that if we get an extra piece of land that we actually work on and stuff, and we don't have the money for that yet. However, with the money we're going to make on our silage, we might actually get pretty far. So that might be something to keep in mind. That if we managed to make good money on the silage, we might actually get close to buying one of the other fields. Maybe one of the fields next to us, like that one, because it's recently sown in, so we can take that apart pretty quickly. Just cultivate it and done. We'll probably have some weeds afterward, but that's okay. And then just put in some grass. We'll get extra grass. Another option, of course, could be to just buy a grass field on the map, but they're pretty expensive. I believe we already bought the cheapest one. And I believe the next one in price will go up to maybe like 64,000. And we'll have to be making trips all the time because we have no way of getting the stuff here any quick. So it's going to be a tough one if we're ever going to do that. Buying a field that's far away from our farm. So that is definitely not preferred. And now the rain's almost stopping. What's happening? Just as I'm done. The rain is almost stopping. Oh well, at least it saves a lot of noise, which is good. And I think we did an okay job so far. Alright, let's turn this off. Let's check. I always like to check if I did a proper job. So let's see. Fertilizer. See, we missed a little spot in here. So I am actually going to do that because I don't want to miss out on any yield. I don't care about the cost for fertilizer. So let's just ride over this line. Should be somewhere out here. And let's make sure that we really properly do this field. I like that. I like to do a proper job. And now it's probably just waiting for the silage to be ready. Which most likely leads us towards doing some more contract work soon. But that is going to be reserved for another episode, because this one we already did quite a lot. We did contract work. We started in February, it's now April, and we actually worked our own land, did a pretty good job, I'd say, and earned some money on the lettuce. And we're going to continue with that. Just not today. It'll be for tomorrow. I just want to see this ferment now. 0%, yeah, it's gonna take a long time. Alright, well, I'm now going to say thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel. Leave all your comments in the comment section. I will respond to them. And of course, I hope to see you in a brand new video. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.